What's going on, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
Another day in paradise, man. Just trying to have some fun with the guys. I had Jason was a little bit late because I had to talk to some of my sister's kids in her school here, so I had to talk to some of the
Oh,
older
okay.
kids. So I told him to come on. He came on with David, so it was me, him, and David, and so yeah, I like having three people because it's a lot better. You can always get
Yeah.
get that third person to give you uh, the
Mhm.
actual critiques and stuff. So
Yeah, that pain portion is a little tricky for me too. But
yeah, but
that
like I
one
said.
jumped on right at the right time.
Yeah, yeah. But see, the thing of it, once again, is you have to use the formula. I mean,
Hmm.
the number two question is the hardest thing to come up with, but that's why you have to get the repetitions. See, your more
Hmm.
repetitions you do, the easier it'll be to formulate that question. And that with that question, you have to get a big response. Because if you
Hmm.
don't, then you can't go to the third question, which is the probing question. So
Right.
in that number two question, you have to get a clarification of the pain. So they're gonna talk to you about it. Yeah, I really want to do this, da 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 da, because of this and this and this, da 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 da. If you
Hmm.
don't get that, you're gonna have to ask another question.
And so you're asking a question to land in that, to land where they're starting to do the knee pain,
Well, no, the
knee joint
first, the
pain.
first, the
No.
first, the first question should get that. Why blank?
Okay.
Why now? What has changed? There's a combination
Right.
question, but it counts as one.
Okay.
From there, picking the pain, the next question you ask has to clarify that issue. So now they're going to speak to
Oh,
you
okay.
about it. See, like even if I say, why blank, why now, what has changed? They might say, yeah, I really want to try some new things, because these things I'm doing right now are really not fulfilling me. I want to try to do
Hmm.
more stuff working with kids, with soccer, different stuff like that. So now your
Hmm.
number two question has to find from that pain and get it clarified. So now, let's just say from there, my thing would be, I want to work with kids.
Hmm.
So I say, well, what are some of the things you would really want to do to work with kids? Or, what's preventing you from doing it now, working with kids or whatever? However I formulate the question, that question has to open up and clarify a little bit more reasons of why the person wants to do that. So now I'll continue.
Okay.
I might say, yeah, like I said, I really like to work with kids in sports because, sports seems like to be a really good way to reach them. They open up their mind a little bit more, and it's easier to make changes through having something different. I've tried other different things, and sports seem to be the best way for me to really make a difference in kids' lives.
Hmm.
Now, the probing question: why is it so important to you to make a
Hmm.
difference in these kids' lives?
Hmm.
That's when now the real issue comes out. I didn't have it when I was a kid. This shit happened to me. Nobody helped me out. I
Hmm.
was in foster care. All these other things can come out now.
Right.
And that's when you're at that level three. Now you tell the story to connect and you keep moving.
Oh, okay.
So that number two
So the
question
number
is
two question is for the impact. I mean, to get
clarify.
level two.
Yeah, the
Okay.
first question, the why blank, why now, what has changed, that should bring you around level two pain right there. Because
Oh, okay.
it's not gonna be surface pain. It should take you to a issue and it's actually they want to do.
Okay.
And then from
Gotcha.
there, you got to go, why is that? Why do they want to do that issue? And then why is it so important to them? So the why,
Mm.
the why they want the money is surface. Why they want to make money is number two. Why that's important to them is the level three.
Okay.
So like for you, you want to make money. Why? So I don't have to work at my job. Why? Because I'm tired of working for somebody else. And I want to do my own thing so I can have my own stuff. That's the why. Okay.
Mm.
And so from there, that's what you're doing with these questions. You're breaking down the motivation for the person.
Right.
All right.
So are we? Is our goal to reach level three pain with minimal questions as possible, or
Yes.
I mean that would probably be ideal, right?
Yes, well, it's always ideal to do that. But you want to be, like I said, 3 to 5 questions at the most should be, and that's if you have to clarify some more stuff. But the thing of it is, once again, this is not the pain that grandma didn't scratch your back. It's a pain that will cause them to move. That's what you're trying to get. A pain that will cause them to move. A pain that they're having now. Not the pain that was 30 years ago. This is something that's going on right now that will cause them to move. Yep. So they have to make a decision based off of that pain, because that pain is what you'll bring up again if they're being waffling on the decision. Well, why don't you want to? They say, well, let me think about it, or I don't know if I have the time to do it. Well, I mean, if you want to do da 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 da. I mean, you've given up, 40 years already doing this. So would it be okay to give up, 7 more weeks or 12 more weeks to get this result? So so you're always going to refer back to the pain whenever you're handling objections.
Yeah. It almost seems like I got to just kind of dump all the HTC stuff I learned.
Well, I mean, it's
and
not
try
so
to
much.
adopt to this new.
Well, it's not so much. What I'm giving you is actual how to do stuff, not just to do. It's not, hey, find the level 3 pain. I'm telling you how to do it. It's not build rapport. I'm telling you how to do it.
Right.
So it's not that you're dumping everything of it. It's just that now you're actually getting the explanation of how to really do it. So now the how you're doing it might have to dump that shit. But the actual steps itself in the doctor close is fine. That's not an issue. Build rapport, identify level 3 pain, handle objections, close the deal. That's all same great information. But how to do it is what we teach. How to identify the gym type. How to build rapport with any gym type really fast, how to set great agendas that cover all the bases, how to find that level 3 pain, the sequences, all these things. These are tools that you're getting to make it to where, truthfully, the main thing for us is that it takes you from having to think so much, because all the shit is already laid out for you. You focus on listening now. So if you're listening for words in the opening questions, you're listening to see which gym type, you don't have to think of a question. Oh, what question should I ask the person to do? You don't have to think about that. How did you find out about us? Did you watch the webinar? What did you like best about the webinar? You already know those 3. So now every time you ask a question, you're listening and writing. How did you find out about us? Oh, I did this. Yeah, because I really don't like this. More information. Okay, cool. Did you watch the webinar? Shut up, listen. No, I watched the webinar and this. That's so you focus on listening because you already have the formula set up in front of you. The only part you really have to formulate a lot of stuff is in the rapport and in that number 2 question in the pain. And then your story. Your story is always going to be yours or something that you have to put together uniquely for each person.
Okay. And that's kind of like on the fly. That's probably the wrong words, but you know what I mean? Like you
in the situation, in the moment.
Right.
Yeah. It's really just in the moment stuff. And the thing of it is, because you listening, as you're listening, your brain should already be formulating shit. And the reason this happens is if you get the repetitions. See, because once you get the repetition, you realize that most people have the same fucking issues, which means your questions are going to be pretty similar. Your stories to connect to the pain are going to be pretty similar because most people have the same fucking issues. Time with the family, not wanting to work for somebody else, fulfilling a dream that they want to do. I mean, a lot of those things are just common themes. So you'll hear it throughout the same time. So when a person is telling you, yeah, I want to go over here and I'm tired of working for somebody else. I want to do my own thing so I can have my own freedom, control my own time, and not have to worry about punching a clock. I mean, that's 95 fucking percent of the people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But why is that so important to them is unique to them. So they're going to tell you why they feel about it, which is still a commonality. Well, when I was growing up, my parents weren't there, and I want to make sure I'm there for my kids. And then, once again, it's a commonality for people, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
But for them, that is special to them.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're able to hear that, now your story. Hey, I've told this story 50 fucking times about
Right.
me deploying and being gone away from my kids. But I can use that story every time a person talks to me about time being away from their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you'll get. Once again, like I said, once you've done it enough, you see that shit happens all the time. It's the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that number 2 question is the one that opens shit up for you. And that's the one you really got to make sure and rep a lot. You hear the person's, you find the person's from the need, pain. You find the pain, and now you formulate a good question. So formulating that good number 2 question is a real skill. Same thing like handling objections correctly is a good skill.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll only get that shit by going do it, not being as successful as you want, and coming back to me in those question and answers and saying, hey, this guy said this, and I really didn't know how to formulate the number 2 question. I said this.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with objections. Hey, the person, this is what was going on. He had this amount of money, or had these things going on. This was his gym type. And when I talked about the money, this was an objection. What would be a good way to handle that? This is what the live question and answer time is for. This is why, once again, if you don't get the reps in, you won't get the most value of that question and answer time.
Right.
So, because see, like when most folks think, like they say, oh, well, I want to book a time to role play with John. I'm going to get so much information. Yeah, you will. But if you got the better part of it was that you've already done a lot of role plays, and now you come and clarify that shit with me, and we do a role play, and I go, yep, you're good here, you're good here, you're good here. Here's how to handle those objections. Boom! Now you're going away with much more strength. And so that's what we try to get done, man. So yeah. How right for you right now? How's the material for you? What would how's things going for as far as with the studying and the stuff that you're getting right now?
It's amazing right now. I think my biggest takeaway from what I've gone through so far is just, like you said, taking the thinking out of it and just having a clear roadmap of where I need to get to, and not trying to be so creative in the beginning of the process.
Yeah.
And and really get clarity on the how to do things, why this happens when you say this. But we're trying to land here, and so you don't want to say, and kind of like pitfalls and hurdles to avoid. So I'm really enjoying that, and the pain digging part is where I struggled the most. Well, the script is what I struggled the most with at HTC. They're just like, oh, okay, write a script. Well, I've never been in this industry or I'm new to this, so I don't even know what a script. I mean, does it look like a Broadway play script? Like, I don't know what it is.
Right.
And so I just didn't. And for me, that's where I hit the ceiling. And then everything after that didn't make any sense to me because I couldn't relate.
Right.
So with with your example of the script, and then now I'm following along and be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. This makes sense. And so that brought a lot of clarity to the process of the conversation. And not only that, but now I can visualize and see, oh, yeah, you're over here. And I listened in to a role play on Discord, and then I was able to give a little bit of feedback, and they'll be like, oh, this guy said it twice, and you avoided the pain, and you could have dig deeper.
Right.
And the only reason why I could say that is because I had the outline, and I'm
Right.
like, oh, this is where you're at, okay. And then he skipped and he went off left field, and the conversation just kind of went away. And then he's trying to find his way back, and then they had to stop.
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay, this makes total sense now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I am trying to get my reps in. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nowhere close to hitting my 20 yet. And a large part of that is one, because of my schedule, but mostly I just haven't tried to squeeze the time in, and that's on me. But
as I said, man, the best thing to try to do is at least try to get about 5 or 6 with one person at a time. And usually, like I said, especially if you're just doing the pieces right now,
right.
the best thing to do is just record it. Don't really talk too much. Just do the shit and then stop, switch, do the next one. Just get the reps in, then go back and listen to your recordings, because that's why you want to record, because you can see, I should have asked this, or I could have asked this better, I could have done this and that. Because you can get like 5 or 6 in within about 30 minutes, truthfully, because of how we do the system. See, if you don't have the system and the structure that we have, every role play will take you like 30, 45 fucking minutes. Every one of them.
Right. And that's been my experience with Discord. And part of my frustration is that I can only get 1 rep in there because of, sorry about that.
No problem.
Because of because how long it takes.
Right.
Just to get one role play in there. And then, at best I can probably get in spurts of like 30 minutes.
Right.
Just because I'm trying to squeeze it in and whatever else. But then the other part is, and then you mentioned it several times in the Q&A and stuff, the feedback. And I've been listening to the feedback that they give to everyone else, and I'm just saying, oh, you guys are all over the place.
Yep.
And I don't even know, and learning what I know now from being in the course, it's not helpful at all. Like, exactly. I don't even know how I'm supposed to get better. So it's discouraging in a way, because I feel like I don't want to get, not swayed or, I just don't want bad information.
Right.
Basically. And so, like you said, I just got to get those reps in and just.
Yeah. And see, don't even listen to the feedback. I mean, for me, I just go through and be like, look, I've got the recordings and stuff. So really what I want, and that's why I said, you also got to set an agenda when you're doing role play with people. Say, look, I got 30 minutes. That means we probably can, I'm going to do 4 times just up until this point, and I'm going to stop you. It's going to take 20 minutes to do that. And then them last 10, 20 minutes or so, we could do whatever you want. I'm going to record it so you don't have to give me any feedback. Let's go. Record and go. And go to the point where you need to stop, next. And you also can tell them, hey, I want to give me a ruby, give me an emerald and a sapphire. I don't need the pearl right now. And that way you know exactly, so you can hear it. Because what you want to do is be able, especially in the beginning part, the number one thing you really got to know is to be able to identify that gym type very quickly.
Right.
That's number one. Once you go from there, building rapport, it's going to take some more practice. But if you know the gym type, you can identify it. You can build rapport quicker.
Right.
All right. All right. Yeah. So let me do one first. Let me close you, and I'll go up to, I don't know, where do you want to stop? Go to like to
the pain, I guess.
Okay, so we'll stop at the pain. So you can do whatever character, whoever you want to do, and I'll do it for you first, and that way now you'll be able to kind of see, a little bit more of what kind of John does a little bit, and you can look at that recording. Then we'll flip and let you do it to wherever you want to go.
Okay. So I need to record on my end?
No, I'm already recording it. What I'll do is just like I made you one. The YouTube. Hold
you
on.
Did?
I made the YouTube thing for you. Hold up, I gotta give you the link. Then let me check. Let me go to my thing, because I know I made one for you. Show Billy. Seeing it now. Well, maybe I didn't. Cause I got Tony's on here. Okay, so I have to make it for you. So when I make the
Okay.
YouTube channel playlist for you, I'll put this one on there too. So you'll have that one with
Oh.
me, you, and Tony was in there that one time, and then yourself.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So call me, man. Call me.
Okay. Ring ring.
Hi, this is John with Boss Consulting. How can I help you today?
Yeah. Hi, John. Came across your material on YouTube, and I wanted to find out more about your course.
Okay, let me make sure I got the right person because I think I have like 4 calls scheduled today. Can you give me your first and last name just to make sure I verify you?
Billy Kekuna.
Gotcha.
Kekuna.
Gotcha, Billy. Thanks for calling on time. You know, a lot of people, they don't call on time, so appreciate that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, no problem.
you said you saw us on YouTube. Were you actually able to watch the webinar where John kind of went over the program in detail a little bit more?
No, I didn't. Um, I had been watching this other guy, Dan Locke, I
Mm-hmm.
believe, and he was saying some good things in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but I saw your video, and for some reason, it just made sense to me. So I wanted to find out more.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot of folks who watch Mr. Stan Cox stuff, and he has some good stuff also. We kind of go a little deeper, explain things a little bit more. So for you though, what caught your attention the most? What kind of stood out to you a little bit more in what John's videos?
Um, just about understanding the art of communication, and how I am able to turn that into a potential extra revenue, or possibly into a business.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And what John does, he not only takes it from just basic communication, but being able to use that communication, as you saw in sales and in other areas, to make your business more effective, even to start a new business. So those are great takeaways from what you saw. So I'm glad to see that you were paying attention and that the program kind of stood out to you. And Billy, before we kind of go really deep into the program and answer all these questions and stuff for you, tell me a little bit more about you. Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Uh, well, I'm married. I have 3 kids.
Okay.
Um, I work in the medical industry. I work
Okay.
for uh, mental health. I work in
Okay.
mental health, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's an okay job. It allows me to, be involved in my kids' lives, and
Mm-hmm.
but it's just not taking me where I want to go
Yeah.
financially.
Yeah. I can
So I just want I'm looking for options.
right. Well, I definitely can see that you're have to be a good husband and father, because you're analyzed and saw that what you're doing right now is not taking you where you want. And I'm glad to be able to see that you're trying to do something different for your family. Now, if you want to have actually a 5-kid experience, I can let you borrow 2 if you like.
No, I'm good with 3. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're good with 3.
Yeah.
Just making sure
Mhm.
because that's an experience that not a lot of people get. So
Mhm.
just giving you that option. So Billy, man, here's how this conversation is going to go. I'm going to answer all your questions, as I said, and give you all the information about our program. And if it's a
Mhm.
good fit for what you want to accomplish, what you want to do, it should be a yes. We move forward, do business, everything will be awesome. Or, I mean, maybe you don't like something or it's not a good fit for you, or maybe you don't qualify for something. It's perfectly okay to tell me no. I'll support you in whatever decision you make. But Billy, what we
Mhm.
don't want to do is really kind of waste each other's time. Now, I got like 10 more calls of these to make today, and I've been doing this for a while, and I don't know. Let me think about it. Let me talk to the wife. really, I mean, those are nice ways to tell me no. Now, Billy, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
big boy. I'm about 270. I can take a no. And can we make a small agreement that if I give you all the information, I answer all of your questions, can we get a
Mm-hmm.
solid yes or a no at the end of this? Would that be fair?
Yes, that's fair.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, Billy, I know you're looking to make a change. I mean, but why are you looking into John's program, and why now? What has changed right now in your life?
Well, the biggest, I guess, concern that I have now is that I have a son that's autistic,
Hmm.
and we need to. I want to make sure that he gets the treatment that he needs, and I'm also looking in the future as far as when he becomes an adult and looking at employment or living on his own, just being independent in himself. I feel that I need to create something, some kind of system or a backup plan where he's gonna be successful regardless of what happens. Because I created this thing.
Hmm. Okay.
And working at the state hospital, just not. I'm not even gonna be close to that goal.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
So, what are you doing right now besides talking to me? What are you doing right now to kind of ensure that future, for your son's treatments and employment and him being independent? What are you doing right now to get that? Explain that to me a little bit.
Uh, well, right now I am working two full-time jobs, um, and we are and taking out loans here and there wherever we can find it, um, to provide for his treatment and keep the lights on.
Yeah.
And I'm just I'm getting burnt out and being tired,
Hmm.
but I know that working a job is not what's gonna be able to provide that kind of income
Hmm.
to set me up where I'll be able to build this world for him.
Hmm. So, I mean, that's like I said. I knew you're a great parent already. Just listening to what you're trying to do for your kid and for your family, and it's who else do they have besides mom and dad? That's our responsibility. Um,
Mhm.
and I mean, for you, I mean, getting this set up for him, and getting this set up right now. I mean, why is that so important to you right now?
Um, because I want him to be okay in life. It's important that he be as successful as possible and not be judged or succumb to the world's um, bias or ignorance when it comes to those with learning differences. And I just want to provide a safe space for him to thrive.
Hmm. Yeah. And there's a lady I talked to from Atlanta. She has an autistic child. She actually uh, wrote a couple of different books about
Mm,
how to teach other kids to interact with her kid. And
mm-hmm,
she was telling me about how the kids were not understanding not only the kids but the parents, and what she's trying to do is provide education so that her kid has a safe environment to grow up, because most times people do stuff is out of ignorance. It's not so much out of
mm-hmm,
hate, it's just that they don't understand. And she's saying that that hurts her as a parent to see how people react to her child
mm-hmm.
and how they act towards her child. So she is personally trying to change that. And I can see, you're trying to set that same type of setup for him through your own way, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's challenging because we're involved with every meeting with his teachers, and we're making this topic as comfortable as possible to talk about, even amongst my own family. which
Mm-hmm.
some of them are having a hard time understanding.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out how to create that safe space for him. Um, but so far, what we've done, it's working for the most part. But it never stops.
Right.
And in order for me to ensure that I'm there for every meeting and all these things, I need to have the financial backing to do all that too. And a
Right.
big part of it is me being present and being around, and that's a big part of his treatment too.
Gotcha. All right, Billy, we're gonna stop right here because
Okay.
I can't keep going on this one. So because the
Okay.
next part would really piss me off too. So
Okay.
going into the building the nightmare because I can't do it. So
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but
I already know the
yeah,
nightmare.
I know you do, but
Yeah.
to do it, it's not. I just
Right.
don't want to do it. So
Yeah. I
uh,
appreciate it.
yeah, but hopefully it allowed you to kind of walk through and kind of where you feel it because you feel it personally.
Hmm.
But that's the point of it. What I want you to see is how personable you have to be
Hmm.
in order for this to work. Because you have to care.
Right.
If you don't care, people can feel that. But when
Hmm.
you care, people can feel that.
Right. Right.
You can
Hmm.
you can see it to where and did just thinking about it right now, could you feel the sequence of the questions and stuff that I was asking you? Did you see it like
I
abnormal?
Yeah. No, I mean the conversation was um, pretty fluid, and because we had like kind of got a refresher before this conversation, but I could see the sequence that you're going down, and I
Mm-hmm.
saw, okay, yeah, I did land in number two, and then you just kept probing on until you got to number three, level pain, and I could see that, and then I already felt myself like
Yeah,
starting to feel it, and I was like, oh, okay, let's not get all
yeah,
emotional here,
yeah.
but
And that's why I
yeah, I
didn't
could
want
see it,
to build the nightmare because see,
right?
when I told the story,
Hmm.
that was it.
And the story was of your friend that had the
Yeah, the lady
made the
who I
books,
worked
right?
with, yeah, she was writing a book.
Right,
'Cause she called me up because
right.
she wanted to help get her book published.
Okay.
And she was wanting me to help her to get out. And so I basically advised her to go speak more. I told her go to churches, find different places to speak, because if you want to get
Hmm.
your message out, you need to speak it more than just worry about selling the book. It's not
Right.
about selling the book, it's about getting the message. So what I
Hmm.
told you is a true story. And this is the
Right.
thing. When that story comes to that part, if the more stories, the more people, and you have enough in your life already. And I tell people, if you're older than 10 years old, you have enough stories in your life to actually connect to everybody's pain. You just got
Okay.
to listen to their pain
Hmm.
and get to it. Because once you understand, now, see, you could tell me, hey, I want to make money. I want to make money.
Right.
See, but then it's like, okay, well, I want to provide for my kid because he's autistic. Yeah, but why?
Hmm.
Why?
Right.
See, you want him to be safe. You want him to
Right.
grow up in an environment that's safe for him to live in, for him to grow up and flourish in a environment just like everybody else can.
Right. Right.
So that is the issue. So now that pain, I have a story for that pain
Hmm.
because I've experienced that. And you've experienced most things that people are going to tell you. You just got to be able to get to that point and listen.
Hmm.
Because see, if I'd
Right.
have just left you, oh, I want to provide for my son. He's autistic. Yeah, we as parents, we always want to provide for our kids. Da 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 da. Da. See, if I just left there,
Hmm.
that's just glancing.
Right.
That just glances.
Hmm.
So I needed to find out why that's so important to you. What's really your feeling about this? What are you really thinking about it? That's why I had to
Right.
get that number 2 question allows you to clarify it a lot more. And then when I heard you say those things in the end of it, just like I tell most people are going to say the most important thing to the end. Some of those last
Okay.
things that people say, that's really where it's at, because they've talked, but this is where I really want to go. Oh, okay. So once you
Right.
said that towards the end, now, and you see how I crafted the why is that so important to you? I crafted the question. I didn't just say, why is that so important to you? I said it in a way that connected to what you said. And now you were able to stop and go and see, I know you felt it when you did it.
Yeah.
And then you start talking.
Yeah.
These are the same emotions that you are eliciting from the people you're talking to. These are the same responses. This is one of the biggest differences. What we teach is that you know what to look for. You know what to listen for. And if you don't get it, like if I hadn't got that good number 2 clarification, I would ask another question.
Okay.
Till I got the really big explanation. And now I got a big explanation. Now, why is whatever you said right here so important to you? Why is it so important to get it now? I mean, why is it so important to you?
Yeah, I noticed you answered it. You asked the question twice. To get to the number 3, and then connected with the story with the lady that you worked with.
Yep.
Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes, like I said, what I'll do is a combination question. See, when I say a combination question, sometimes when I say it, I feel, and I'm very empathetic to people. If I say the first question, I can feel that didn't really get it. Then I'll say it a different way, just to make sure you really catch it.
Right.
And now you go, it pours out. Because the first question might have just kind of twisted a little bit, but that second question opens the tap. Now it comes.
Right.
So I call those combination questions. But you only will start doing that once you're feeling a little bit more the conversation. Doesn't seem like he's right there, so let me say it a little different.
Right.
And that's what I try to do. But the story is always going to be there. The story is the one thing that you won't see that done anywhere. There's nobody who teaches that one. I don't know why, but they use testimonials and stories differently. But I found that right there, using that story or metaphor to connect is the most powerful spot. And I also do it, and I give those feelings. You notice how the feelings I told you? I said she felt this. She felt this. She wanted this. Because I know those are the same feelings that you have.
Right.
And then you were like, yeah. And then you kept going. See, and that's another clue that you're there. Because once you do that story and that person goes, yeah, this, now they go, because you've given them the freedom to say it.
Right.
They're okay with telling you this because they know that you care. And now they're going to tell you, yeah, because of this, and this is what I really want, and I can't stand this. And now, yeah, man, I understand that. So let's say you don't do anything different. See, that's why I don't want to go with this one. But this is the nightmare now. You don't do anything different. And your kid, I mean, and that's when all the stuff you said now, I use it to build the nightmare. Everything. And that's when you come, it's like, man, that would really suck. I would hate to do that. And because it's personal for you as a father and as a man, and that's multiple things, those issues all hurt a lot. So when you build that nightmare, it's like, that would be horrible. And is that what you want? Now, that will really be now, man.
Right.
I'm talking. That's why I gotta do something. I'm talking to you. I'm gotta
Right.
do something now. I have to do
Mm-hmm.
something now. Now you switch over to the positive motivation. Yeah, man, I got you. So let's say we do take you into the program. You come in here and you start working with us. You're able to do this and this and this. And now you're finally able to do this and set up this for your kid and set up this and this and this and this. I mean, how would that change your life? How would that change his life? How would that make you feel?
Mm-hmm.
You see how you can adjust? But see, I
Right.
can't, once again, I can't teach you to do that. You'll learn that as you do the shit.
Right.
The
Right.
more reps you do, you'll start adding a little bit on the end of that phrase and but it gets the same effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like I said, I like to let you guys listen to me do it sometimes, because you see, hey, well, John doesn't do it exactly. He does this exact thing, but then he put this other little spot on the thing. But I know why.
Right.
And that's the
Mm-hmm.
most important. If you know why I'm doing something, not just
Right.
to mimic a person. So
Mm-hmm.
now you go from build that dream. Oh man, that'd be awesome. Da, 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 and you keep moving. So the whole sequence is that elevator ride, that roller coaster. You start off in the rapport, everything's cool. You drop down into the pain, and you bring them
Mm-hmm.
back up. Hey, this is possible, man. Now what are we gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, you know, seeing that the skills are definitely learnable. Um, I'm just thinking about, this being completely new, and I try to plan, um, you know, following your method, and I still got a couple more days to. But seeing that, and it's ironic that my number was 10 million, but and also Drew LM showed his
Right.
bank statement and it said 10 million on it. I was like, oh, that's something I wanted to hit personally, but it's just funny how it all shows up. Anyhow, so I drilled down, got to the month weekly as far as the financial part of it,
Right.
and started to try and drill down some more and to weekly, daily kind of goals. Being that I don't know anything about this
Mm-hmm.
industry, I kind of need help
True.
and 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 laying out what is realistic goals
Mm-hmm.
and not just me throwing a number and be like, hey, yeah, I want to make 100,000 this month,
True.
which is possibly doable. I don't really know, and I don't want to be caught up in all those bright lights
Mm-hmm.
um, that I kind of experienced with Dan in HTC.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that it's bad or anything, but
Right.
for me, I rather work off of realistic expectations and goals.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I land somewhere in that vicinity, that's great. If I can, and make tweaks as we go along. But just for clarification,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, my work history, I can jump into any industry. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter what it is. I'll learn it. I'll get it. And my goal is to be as efficient as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look for the senior person or the most successful. That's my benchmark. And then I just start gathering information, refining it, and then hopefully hit that marker of that most successful senior guy there. And so I'm so ingrained in the whole job mentality that
Right.
it's possible that I'm just missing what it is to kind of build and create this entrepreneur type of mindset or planning
Right.
session or whatever. So what does that look like? Like
Mm-hmm.
what is the day to day? What is a reasonable expectation as far as like a week?
Mm-hmm.
However, the hurdle that I have is that I work at a oil refinery.
Mm-hmm.
I have 12-hour shifts,
Mm-hmm.
and then at any given moment, I could be working 12 days straight.
Mhm.
and I'm a field operator. So the luxury of jumping on a call or doing things while I'm at work
Mhm.
is kind of far fetched.
Right.
And so after work, I have 12 hours to play with, which includes my sleep,
Right.
family, this and the other, and whatever else. And I've asked this kind of question to ACC
Mhm.
people in what's it called, inner circle and
Right.
stuff like that. And I just kind of got what I thought was a wise ass kind of a remark, which didn't help me any. um, but giving those stipulations, I know that I
Mhm.
can make it work, but I just need help on how do I present myself. Is that weekly goal, is that doable for me? Will a influencer accept my schedule the way it is, or are influencers more demanding
Mhm.
on closers and having a set schedule?
Mhm.
What are like their expectations on hiring a
Mhm.
closer?
Right. Most of
Some of
them
those things.
hire it's especially if it's B2B. Most times B2B is going
Uh-huh.
to be during business hours.
Okay.
Closing for a course can be at any time. They really look at your schedule. Um, so if you're
Uh-huh.
closing for a course, that can be based on your timing. Okay. For you, technically,
Okay.
um, I would tell you you more than anybody else because of your 12-hour shifts. You need to establish a source of income that can work while you're not doing it. So my number one thing always for everybody, do eBay. eBay is the easiest thing to do to make money whenever you can.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they have a harder thing for
Mm-hmm.
you will be actually getting the clothes, because I do clothes. It's the easier thing because in the States they have those Goodwill outlets. So I don't know
Uh-huh.
if your family can go shop for you or whatever, but at Goodwill outlets you can spend about $50 and get about $300-400 worth of inventory, and because you buy it by the
Mm-hmm.
pound. So for you, because of your time frame, and just like anybody else, but you have a harder time frame. If you're working a full-time job, closing full-time will be very hard to make a living off of it because you don't have enough
Okay.
time to do it right now.
Right.
Unless you got somebody who you're
Mm-hmm.
working with who once again has a course that they can be flexible on the timing.
Right.
But once again, you still got to make pretty
Okay.
decent commission off of that. So for you, the number one thing you have to do is start supplementing your income with another business. So for me, as I said, my number
Okay.
one easiest thing to do is eBay business, or you can do affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing will take a little bit more because you have to have the setup or somebody with the setup already. But eBay is the best one besides that because it's easy to get in. It can operate
Uh-huh.
whenever it operates while you're sleeping. Somebody orders something that sends you the email. You can get all your postage, uh, wrap all that shit up and just put it in the mail as you go. The easiest thing to do. I went from 0 to
Mm-hmm.
3,500, almost $2,500 a month in eBay in 3 months. It don't take a lot to do. You just have to be able to get the inventory though. So the inventory is the most important.
Okay.
Um, so we could talk about that on another spot, but that's number one for you specifically. Besides that,
Mm-hmm.
far as closing full time, you'll be able to, even going through this, you'll be able to find the systems and learn how to find them, but you're still going to have that time
Mm-hmm.
eventually, even if you get an influencer. So in order to get that
Mm-hmm.
time, somehow it's going to have to come where you're translating some time for money from your job. So you have to get that other source of income to be able to free up some time somehow. So I don't know if for
Right.
some reason,
Yeah.
like I said, if you get some other money coming in and say, hey, look, can I balance out my shift a little bit better or whatever? But that's going to come into play no matter what. But I guarantee you get that,
Right.
get your business going, get your eBay business going, making another 1,000 to 2,000 a month doing that. You'll be now able to make some better choices, better arrangements. You might just say, you know what, I'm going to stick doing this
Mm-hmm.
and push towards that. But eventually, like I said, there's going to have to be a time where you push back to get some better timing on your job wise to be able to have enough time to sleep and call, because the calling is still if you got 12 hours to sleep and the call, that's just going to be hard. To sleep, call, eat, and then hang out with your kids and wife, that's going to be hard. I'm not never going to lie to anybody about that. So the better way to go is the opposite side of the money, because there's nothing you're going to close that you're going to do calls, 2-3 hours, get enough calls in those days and those times where you're going to close enough to do that. It's just not, and it's not going to be time where you can just quit your job to do it. So the only way to do that, truthfully, is to actually get your business going. So you'll have your business up and running. That can start growing. Then you can start to do some closing to supplement that. And as you do that, create more streams of income coming in, you can adjust your job at that point. That'd be the best route to go. Because like I said, it's not like you're a single guy. You can go do what the hell you want. You can't. You need to keep that money coming in. And so the best scenario for that, once again, is to start that eBay business or affiliate marketing, something that'll work while you're sleeping, that won't take a lot of time from you to do. And let that get going, get some good money, finances going from that. Back off your time a little bit once you got enough money coming in on that on a steady basis, and then try to supplement that with closing. Because like I said, closing for me is just, if you deal with any of the other folks I have, like Ola and David, you talk to them, we hardly talk about closing that much. We do. We still bring people in and put other people on the jobs, because closing is kind of a means to an end. So like all the money I make from closing, I put it invested into other business. And right now, since Ola and David are really focusing on building the closing business and building our closers and handling that, I can focus on some other stuff to give them later, because I don't really need to do anything. Truthfully, I make enough money, but because I have people who want to learn and want to do more stuff, okay, I'll keep doing stuff. So like right now, they're focusing on the affiliate marketing side now. So I'm getting them set up with that, because I have the system. I have like over 200,000 people in Facebook groups. I'm hoping to get to 1 million by this time next year. And I have all the platforms set up. I have all the emails list, all that shit's already set up. But I'm not, like I said, I don't need to do it, but since they want to do it, I'm giving that also. So for you, your system, your step-by-step of moving forward, you got to get that business going to supplement your income, because the time is the thing that you have to close. And once you hit a few good closes, maybe you find a good, person to close for, and close a couple of good deals. But for you, it's going to be the same thing, man. Your ultimate thing eventually is to do one or two things: either quit your job and do something that you're making as much or more on the side, or keep your job and build something also that works without you being so hard present in it. And so what I'm trying to give you is that second one right now. Of course, you can have the closing skill. That's always great to have. But the business thing is the thing that you really got to get. So, I would look into seeing if there is goodwill out there. If not, I would try to get a hold of some folks in the States that will be able to go and do some shopping for you, and or even ship the shit for you. I mean, you can partner up with some folks and have them ship the stuff for you. You just provide the finances. They go get the inventory. Like I said, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but that would be the thing I would do. I would take whatever excess I have and get that eBay going. And because it's very simple, it works by itself. So if there's not a place out there, I would try to find somebody in the States that could either buy it and send it to you, or do the shipping for you and do all the photography, because they got to take all the pictures and put it on the site and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But
gotcha.
But yeah, that's a very simple way. I don't have my eBay thingy on here, but my Poshmark store, I gave all my inventory to my second oldest boy, because I didn't feel like fucking with it no more. So plus his mom was fussing at me about having all that stuff upstairs. But it's a very simple once you're doing it, and it just runs by itself. People, you wake up, you got orders, you just print out the label and find the item, package it up, put it in the mail. All of it's already done. Let me see. Where's my closet? Trying to show you my thing is called Showtime Fashion on Poshmark, because I'm on Poshmark and eBay. So Poshmark is more the ladies side of it, so it's more ladies and stuff on that one. But eBay is always the easiest. Amazon, you can sell stuff on Amazon too, but Amazon is a little different, a little bit more of a beastly process, but you can do Amazon too. There's a lot of good Amazon courses and stuff too, but those would be the things I would focus on for if I was you. Look into those things and try to build your income off on that side.
Okay. How realistic, when I do free up the time, what is a realistic daily, weekly goal for closing?
Okay.
And can you get that 6-figure, income?
Yeah, you can get a 6-figure. No, that's not a thought. The 6 figures is not an issue if you have the time and you have the right influencer. That's not a thing. I mean,
right.
It's just getting them. So what you want to try to do is break your goals down from that 10, 5 to 1. Okay. And then your monthly, quarterly, weekly, all those things, those are kind of more your plans of how to do it. So let's say in this year, I want to get 1 million new subscribers. That's my goal. So now how I'm going to do it, this quarter, I need to make this many. This month, I need to make this many. Okay, now once again, the how is the plan. So your plans can change. So let's say you want to make $60,000 a year, $100,000 a year. What's the better? $1,200, $1,200 a year. Fuck. Okay, so that's $10,000 a month. Okay, so what is your plan to do that? Okay, so right now I'm making $3,500 on eBay. Okay, so that's $3,500. So I need to make $6,500 more. Okay, so closing, I'm making. Let's just average it out. Let's say I want to make about $5,000 a month closing deals. Okay, so that still leaves me about $1,500 now. Okay, so what else can I do? Okay, let's do some affiliate marketing, and I'll make the other $1,500 on that. Okay, so my plan is to do those 3 things to make that $10,000 a month. So now my plans can change, because maybe I hit this month, all of a sudden I close, 5 deals at $1,000 or $1,200 each. So now I've made almost, $8,000 or $7,000 on the closing. So I can adjust. So your plans can adjust how you do stuff. Like right now, if you want to make as much as you make at your job, or you want to make a certain amount a month, right now your job is making this amount. So that counts.
Right.
So now I want to do this amount. This is the total amount. So now I got to make this amount. How can I do that? Okay, let me build this up. So now in order to hit those numbers, now your plans come in, especially if it's something you haven't done. So now you have to account for the startup in your plan. So like right now in your closing, right now, that this is going to be about 12 weeks or so, until somewhere between 8 to 12 weeks before you're really able to start really implementing some of this stuff, really technically, to get going. So you got to put that into your plan of educational plan. So right now, as far as closing, okay, I got at least, this is my plan for this. It's going to take me at least this long before I start getting money from here. Okay, so now you break your education plan down. Okay, this is how many hours a week I have available to this, to do everything. On Sunday, that's when I do all my shit. So Sunday I go, okay, what is some of my monthly shit that I haven't done? What can I get done this week? Okay, maybe I can do this one on Thursday. So I put it on Thursday because I got this time. Maybe I got to do this. And then it comes down to my weekly routine. What's my routine stuff? Okay, so I'll put down my routine stuff in my schedule. Then some shit that might have just popped up. Okay, what's some things that popped up that I got to do? But you put all those things in your weekly schedule, And then your daily little things pop in. Okay, daily, what am I doing daily? Okay, daily, I'm going to try to read 20 minutes this time in the morning. I'm going to go to the gym this time every day. So those are some more daily stuff. I need to get this many role plays in. So I'm going to do 4 this day, 4 this day, 4 this day, 4 this day, 4 this day at this time. So
Mm-hmm.
I need to still schedule these other ones. So I go back and do. So when I do my planning, that's kind of how I do it. So like right now, my 10-year goals are all tangible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have traveled to all these places. I want to have this much in property, making this much a month. I want to have this set up for my kids, this. Those are all tangible things. The 5-year is the number, the money that I need to get to the 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So my 5-year is my money that I need to start buying the stuff that I want for my 10-year. And then my 2-year and 1-year are exactly halves of those. So now from there, those are all numbers. Now my year now breaks those numbers down into quarterly and monthly goals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then from there, once again, you can go through now on a monthly basis. I need to make this amount. Okay. So what am I doing right now? Okay. I'm here. This is where I need to get. What am I doing to get there? So now you might say, okay, well, right now I need to try to do this. This is my plan to get to this amount. So it's going to take me this amount. So I have to adjust my year. So now in this first quarter, I'm not going to be able to hit those goals, but I'm going to focus on this quarter on learning the stuff I need to do or getting everything ready to get to that number.
Mm-hmm.
And then you set your plan of education and learning what all you got to do. So now you have your number benchmark so you can look and say, okay, I'm almost close to that number. I'm almost close to this. And you just fall back from there. And I do that with everything, mostly with the financial, of course, but then also the stuff I want to do for fun. Like we're going to Jamaica in December. So we're planning our trip out for Jamaica. Family, fun, fitness, finance. So those are the areas that I plan out like that. But I always do my finances to actually be tangible things at the farthest part, because it's not just about the money. It's about what your money is buying. So now my money is actually, in order to get this, to take this trip around the world, I need to have this amount of money. So I need to have that money at my 5-year point. Well, how much money am I going to need to actually start doing this stuff at this point? That's where I use the numbers at. Okay. So like if I want to have, 10 or $20 million worth of real estate making this amount a month at the 10-year part, how much am I going to need to start buying property at the 5-year point to get to that number? So at the 5-year point, if I buy one place, it's going to cost me this much, but it's getting me towards that 10-year number. So I need to have that money to start looking for the stuff at the 5-year point.
Okay.
So that's how I do mine.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's how I do mine. And then, like I said, you could do that with everything. If you're wanting to learn a new skill, you do the same thing. How long is it going to take me? When should I start expect to getting something? If that's going to break into financial numbers, you have to quantify that. What's a reasonable number should I be able to get? Reasonable on closing, you should be able to get around $2,000 minimum. $2,000 a month is a minimum reasonable number closing. So most times if you get a really good influencer, you'll be doing that like every 2 weeks. So 2,000 is your number. So 2,000 a month at the minimum, 2,000 a week, you're doing good. So like with the guy I found, I was doing like 5 a week, between 2 to 5 a week, every 2 weeks. Sorry. So, but once again, you gotta find this dude. I went through like 6 different people before I found this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But they're out there. They're out there. Don't shit. And they're people that you don't even expect. I mean, some folks, you might not be no super big celebrity, but it's going to be somebody who's popular in their field. And one of the ways you can find these people, man, they're all kind of folks. I mean, like they got the Russell Brunson, two comma club winners. You go through all these motherfuckers. You can go and see if they're doing some type of program, if they're selling something. The crazy thing though about sales closing right now, I don't know if people are noticing that because of the ClickFunnels type setup, most
Mm-hmm.
people are not even looking for closers anymore because the funnels themselves do the closing.
Right.
So what you have to find is those people in the startup of their business who are themselves
Mm-hmm.
getting on the phone doing stuff. So you have to see
Mm-hmm.
if those people are scaling their business and be able to get on with them as they're scaling and growing.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, because there's that transition they go through from them doing all their courses, them doing all their phone calls, to wanting to scale, and then them outsourcing things to the point where their funnel is doing good enough and closing enough deals where they don't need a closer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how a lot of people are. Now, what those big people will do, they will sell off the people who didn't book an appointment or who didn't buy to closing agencies. That's how Team Live Rich gets their shit. Because the people
Okay.
who don't book an appointment, those are the people who they're calling. So the people who actually book an appointment or went through the whole funnel for Kevin David, those people, those not the people they're talking to. They're talking to people who didn't book an appointment, who didn't book a call. Same thing like when I was closing for Tony Robbins. We weren't calling the people who booked the damn ticket. We were calling the people who either attended an event before or looked at some of his information but didn't book a ticket. So that's a whole other area that Team Live Rich started exploiting. And now Dan Locke went to on the other side where he just focuses on inbound calls, which is still good. It's a lot more power for you, but it's not as much opportunity. So like the people we work for, a lot of those guys, it's the same thing. They'll give you a list of like 5,000 people who didn't book an appointment or who missed their appointment, and they'll say, hey, you guys can call these guys. Sure. So we put together a team and we start calling these guys and closing deals that weren't even deals for them. So it's like ghost money for the client. They weren't expecting to get money from it because the people didn't even book an appointment with them. So it's a lot of stuff out there, it's available. But once again, you got to have the time, especially to do that. You got to have a lot of time because you got to be sending emails to these people, contacting them, setting up appointments, or you just hardball it and sit down and call for 2 hours. So it just depends on how your system is set up. Like for us, we have an email system where you can get on there and start emailing these people to set appointments with them. So you email them, they see the email, hey, they book an appointment with you. Now it's an inbound call.
Right.
Okay. So it's a lot of shit to do out there, man. A lot of ways to make some good money or to close.
Right.
So
gotta get creative.
Yeah.
And more time, yeah.
Pretty much. And like I said, that's why when I talked to Dylan and stuff from Team Live Rich, I was like, I really love you guys' system because that's a great way to find more clients, because almost every big influencer out there has a list of people who didn't book appointments and who didn't buy. So all they do is take that list and go back and contact these people to get them to buy.
So how do you differentiate yourself from all the HTC graduates that have, inbound closer or this and the other on their LinkedIn? Like, I mean, it's almost the same, but
true. Well, I'd say how you would do it. It's when you're talking to a person, now you say we do this, we do that, and who's we? Boss Consulting.
Right.
See, when you come in as an individual, you're coming as an employee. When you come as an agency, you're coming as a partner.
I see.
So we can put together a team to work with you. We can grow with you as you grow. We can put as many closers as you need together. We'll start out with one. You'll have one point of contact. You'll have one point of payment. So all you have to do is give us the information we need to be very smart and intelligent on your program, the payment structure and the payment methods. And we
Mm-hmm.
take it from there. All you do is keep providing us the leads, the information, and we'll keep closing deals for you. And as you scale, we'll add people to the group and to the team as necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So we is the powerful word that differentiates us. And I'm sure lots of other people can do that too, but that's just the point. And my thing is, I get you on the phone. Once I get a person on the phone, I don't have no issue. It's getting a person on the phone.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I tell people about the videos. That's why I don't like doing videos, because a person will make a decision based on your video. You ain't even talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you talk to me, I could tell you why I can do stuff, why our company can do things for you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I never put down anybody else. I say you can check everybody else that you like, but I mean, we'll still be here when you get back. You know,
You're right.
So the person, just like with Boss Consulting, the sales mentorship, they say, "Oh, why? How is yours so different?" This because I give you everything that you need. I don't give you 5% or 1%. I give you everything. You know, you have everything that you need, the step by step, all the explanations of everything you need to be successful. You just have to do it. You know, and so I'm not holding anything back to upsell you later or nothing. No, I want you to be successful. You don't have to work with me. You can work with whoever you want. I'm just trying to give you the tools that you need to be successful.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's it, man. Once you're confident in your stuff, you go out there and act like it. People say, "Oh, well, John, you know, you give those boss answers to people." Yeah, it's because I'm confident. I know what the fuck I can do. You know, so like a person, like a guy says, "What type of experience do you have?" Oh, people always bring this one up because it's like the boss phrase. Well, I could tell you that I have 60 years of experience and I suck, or I'm brand new and I'm awesome. Which one do you want?
Not the 60 years and you suck.
There you go.
That's
so
sure.
It doesn't really matter what I tell you. It matters what I do, right? So let me work with you. It's not going to be anything out of your pocket. Not technically true, but it's not going to cost you anything to work with me to see what I do. But when I'm successful, we'll both benefit. But that's what most folks say, but they don't understand that it actually costs per lead. Like it costs a really good influencer or client that you're going to work with. They're going to be paying anywhere from $50 to $200 per lead. Most of them will be paying about $100 per lead. That's why they can't just bullshit and say, "Oh, well, let me just jump and throw anybody on there." They want to make sure that the person can at least do the job.
Right.
So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I know, man, we were yapping about a whole bunch of junk. Yeah, but I'm actually gonna have to run in here and go grab something to eat on. I'm starving. You see, see how slender I'm getting, man. I'm starving to death.
Yeah, man, don't want you to wither away.
Yeah, I'm about to wither away, man. But as soon as this recording and stuff is ready, I'll pop it. I'll make your channel and I'll send you the link to it and stuff. But
all right, I appreciate it.
But yeah, the next time we get together, I'll give you some more information as far as the eBay stuff. But right now, like I said, take the time to do some YouTube, do some Googling, some YouTube, watch some videos and stuff on it. But that would be like the easiest way to start pulling some money in from the side, truthfully. And it wouldn't take that long of a time to start actually making some good money.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Definitely.
All right, man.
Okay.
You have a great rest of your day. What is it like? What time is it over there now?
10 o'clock in the morning.
10 in the morning. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's 3 in the evening here. I got to still hit some lunchtime. Yeah, 3 in the afternoon. So, all right, man. I'll let you get going, and you have a great day, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you too. Appreciate the call.
All right. Bye.
All right. Thanks.